Are you ready to take charge of your destiny and safeguard your liberties? Today, I'll uncover the top 5 U.S. states where you can outsmart FEMA and make a stand. Even as F consolidates power, their weaknesses are glaring, and certain states possess the strategic advantage we need. Are you residing in one of states, or is it time to consider a move? Let's explore further. The concerns about FEMA from the perspective of American preppers center around 3 key issues: the seizure of supplies, the relocation of people, and the implementation of martial law. Let's delve into these concerns, bearing in mind the backdrop of increased government authority that has many feeling anxious. First, the confiscation of supplies. This came to the forefront with an executive order signed by President Donald Trump in 2020 at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. This order granted the government broad discretion to define essential resources during a health crisis, control the stockpiling of these items, and even label certain materials as scarce to prevent hoarding and price gouging. The government could swoop in and seize your carefully stockpiled supplies. Additionally, the 2012 National Defense Authorization Act allows for the indefinite detention of American citizens without trial in the name of national security. The term hostilities is ambiguously defined, meaning virtually any conflict could potentially detaining people indefinitely with no avenue to challenge the grounds of your detention. Furthermore, the prospect of martial law, with its significant restrictions like curfews and loss of civil liberties, is a frightening scenario, though actual instances have been rare. However, FEMA, the agency often associated with these powers, has a relatively small workforce of around 20,000 employees, limiting its ability to enforce such extensive measures. The reality is that the authorities lack the practical ability to implement large-scale actions like seizing property or imposing military control, especially given the vast populations of major American cities. For example, New York City alone has over 8.8 million residents. So, while the government may possess extensive legal authority, the actual capacity to enforce these measures on a massive scale is an obstacle they must overcome. 5. Oklahoma. Oklahoma's strategic advantage as a state that minimizes federal involvement is further bolstered by its unique geographical landscape. Nestled in the heartland of America, Oklahoma's eastern regions possess a distinct combination of features that make it an attractive destination for those seeking to evade the scrutiny of large-scale federal operations. One of the most noteworthy aspects of this region is its relatively low population density, which significantly contributes to its appeal. This characteristic means that federal emergency management agencies, such as FEMA, often prioritize urban areas with higher population density and greater strategic importance, leaving rural regions like eastern Oklahoma with comparatively less attention and oversight. This strategic advantage is further amplified by Oklahoma's strong tradition of championing state sovereignty and individual freedoms. The state's political climate is marked by a deep-rooted resistance to excessive federal control, which is reflected in its legislative and executive actions. This stance aligns with the beliefs of those who fear government overreach and seek a sense of security in the face of potential crises or martial law scenarios. Maintaining a posture of state sovereignty and resisting federal encroachment, Oklahoma offers a safe haven for individuals who value and minimal government interference in their lives. Moreover, the state's rural character and dispersed population distribution contribute to a sense of isolation and self-reliance that is highly prized by those wishing to stay off the grid. The lack of dense urban and critical infrastructure means that federal emergency management efforts may be less focused on these regions, allowing individuals to potentially evade detection and maintain a degree of autonomy. This factor, combined with Oklahoma's political climate, creates a compelling proposition for those seeking to minimize their exposure to federal oversight and control. In times of uncertainty or potential upheaval, the strategic advantages offered by Oklahoma's unique geographical and landscape become increasingly attractive to those who prioritize personal freedoms and the minimization of federal involvement in their lives. The state's ability to provide a sense of security and seclusion, while upholding the principles of state sovereignty and individual liberty, make it a compelling choice for those seeking to navigate the complexities of modern emergency situations or martial law conditions. Furthermore, the state of Oklahoma's unique geographical location and abundant natural resources present distinct advantages. Situated in the heart of the Great Plains region, the state's diverse landscape encompasses sprawling prairies, rolling hills, and the picturesque Ouachita and Wichita mountain ranges. This strategic position, coupled with a temperate continental climate, provides Oklahoma with a wealth of natural resources, including vast reserves of oil and natural gas, fertile agricultural lands, and variety of mineral deposits. While the state is indeed prone to natural disasters, such as tornadoes, which can wreak havoc across the region, Oklahoma's community-driven response and local crisis management often demonstrate the effectiveness of a decentralized approach to emergencies. During these critical situations, the state's well-coordinated network of local emergency management agencies, volunteer organizations, and community-based initiatives have consistently proven their ability to respond swiftly and efficiently, often outperforming the efforts of larger federal agencies. Ohio stands out as the fourth top-ranked U.S. state for preppers seeking to stay off FEMA's radar. With its abundance of natural resources and a relatively low-key urban landscape compared to other major metropolitan areas, Ohio presents a myriad of appealing features for those seeking independent emergency preparedness. Columbus, the state's largest city, boasts a population just shy of 1 million residents, a relatively small size that can translate to fewer complications and reduced congestion, which can be advantageous during times of crisis. Beyond the cities, Ohio's population density drops significantly, granting ample personal space for a variety of self-sufficient activities. This includes the ability to cultivate food, install solar panels, and maintain a low profile. All of are crucial for those seeking to minimize reliance on external support systems like FEMA. Ohio's diverse terrain encompasses a portion of the Appalachian Mountain Range, providing access to rich natural resources such as wildlife-filled forests, fish-abundant rivers, and fertile farmland. This self-sufficient setup makes Ohio an ideal location for preppers aiming to achieve a high degree of autonomy and self-reliance. Compared to more densely populated states, Ohio's landscape offers a level of privacy and seclusion that can be particularly appealing for those preparing for potential emergencies or societal disturbances. The state's lower population density and abundance of rural areas allow preppers to establish self-sufficient homesteads without drawing due attention or becoming entangled in governmental oversight. This level of privacy and independence can be a crucial factor for those seeking to safeguard their preparedness efforts and ensure their ability to weather any future crises. Furthermore, Ohio's strategic location within the Midwest region, with its relative distance from the densely populated coasts and potential high-risk areas, can be seen as an additional advantage. This geographical positioning can provide a sense of insulation and reduced vulnerability, allowing preppers to focus on building their self-reliant communities without the immediate threat of coastal disasters or other regional calamities. 3. Alaska, the expansive northern frontier, presents a remarkable blend of hardships and prospects due to its colossal and untamed landscape. An area of around 663,300 square miles, it is the largest state in the nation, yet remarkably sparsely populated, with just over 731,000 residents, averaging one person per square mile, emphasizing its isolation and untamed nature. This vast and rugged terrain is a testament to the power of nature, where towering mountains, pristine glaciers, and untamed rivers carve through the landscape, creating a breathtaking and awe-inspiring environment. The state's economy heavily relies on its natural riches, including oil and gas extraction, which once accounted for up to 85% of the budget. However, the drop in oil prices has prompted a quest for alternate income streams and economic diversification. Fishing, seafood processing, tourism, and mining also play pivotal roles in Alaska's economic landscape. The abundance of natural resources such as timber, minerals, and marine life provides both opportunities and challenges for the state's residents. The harsh weather conditions, including long, frigged winters and short, cool summers, require adaptability and resilience from those who call Alaska home. Despite its abundant natural resources, the state's harsh weather conditions and geographic remoteness present significant challenges. The vast distances and sparse population make transportation and infrastructure development a constant struggle, with many communities accessible only by air or sea. The extreme cold, powerful storms, and unpredictable weather patterns can disrupt daily life, making it necessary for residents to be well prepared and self-reliant. Alaska's unique landscape and legal framework present distinct advantages for individuals seeking a self-sufficient off-grid lifestyle. Vast wilderness, remote locations, and minimal government oversight make the state an ideal for those interested in living with greater independence and self-reliance. The state's permissive laws regarding land use, hunting, and resource extraction offer opportunities for those who wish to live in harmony with the land, harnessing its bounty and embracing its rugged beauty. The people of Alaska are a resilient and resourceful bunch, accustomed to the challenges of living in such a remote and unforgiving environment. They have developed a deep appreciation for the natural world, recognizing the importance of sustainable practices and the delicate balance between human activity and the preservation of the land. This ethos has given rise to a thriving community of homesteaders, off-grid enthusiasts, and outdoor adventurers who have chosen to make Alaska their home, embracing the unique opportunities and over the formidable obstacles that the state presents. The feasibility of sustaining a self-reliant community, especially in remote areas, is a topic of growing interest and exploration. In the vast and rugged wilderness of Alaska, this possibility takes on an alluring, almost mythical quality. Those who possess the fortitude, resourcefulness, and determination to adapt to the physical demands of this unforgiving environment can find an captivating opportunity to establish a self-sufficient, off-the-grid lifestyle, far removed from the trappings of conventional society and the intrusive oversight of governmental institutions prevalent in more densely populated regions. The appeal of such a lifestyle lies in the promise of freedom, autonomy, and a deep connection to the land. Settlers in these remote Alaskan outposts must be skilled in a wide range of practical survival techniques, from hunting and foraging to building sustainable shelter and generating their own power. They must also possess a resilient spirit, able to withstand the extremes of the climate and the isolation that comes with living far from the forts and conveniences of modern life. Yet for those who embrace this challenge, the rewards can be profound. They can cultivate a profound sense of self-reliance, connection to the natural world, and independence from the constraints of mainstream society. In these remote enclaves, individuals can reshape their lives, prioritizing personal growth, environmental stewardship, and a deeper understanding of their place within the vast, untamed landscapes of Alaska. 2. In Tennessee, a state often overshadowed by the bustling East Coast, a unique allure emerges those seeking a balance between tranquility and preparedness. This appeal particularly resonates with individuals interested in self-reliance and emergency readiness. The state's moderate population density and smaller major cities such as Nashville, Memphis, and Knoxville are less likely to become central points in national emergency operations, unlike the giants of New York City and Chicago. Geographically, Tennessee offers a diverse landscape that supports self-sufficiency, with abundant natural resources, including vast forests, fertile agricultural land, and plentiful water sources from its rivers and lakes, all essential for long-term sustainability and off-grid living. This wealth facilitates a variety of farming activities, crucial for those engaged in prepping. The state's rolling hills, valleys, and diverse ecosystems provide ample opportunities for homesteading, foraging, and outdoor recreation, further enhancing the appeal for those seeking a more self-sufficient lifestyle. Financially, Tennessee's lack of a state income tax can be particularly appealing to those seeking to maximize their financial resources, while the state's lower cost of living compared to the national average makes it more accessible for purchasing property and investing in self-sustaining infrastructure, such as solar panels, wind turbines, and wateration systems. Additionally, the state's relatively low property taxes and favorable zoning laws can make it easier for preppers to acquire land and establish grid communities. Tennessee's climate is a critical factor for survivalists and preppers. The volunteer state's climate permits year-round agricultural activities, a crucial factor for food self-sufficiency. The state's 4 distinct seasons, with moderate temperatures and adequate precipitation, allow for a diverse range of crops and livestock to be raised, reducing the dependency on external food sources. This, combined with the state's abundance of natural resources, creates an environment that is well suited for long-term sustainable living and emergency preparedness. Furthermore, Tennessee's geographical location, situated between the Appalachian Mountains and the Mississippi River, provides a strategic advantage in the event of regional or national emergencies. The state's transportation infrastructure, including highways, railways, and waterways, can facilitate the movement of essential supplies and resources, making it a potential hub for emergency response and logistics. This, coupled with the state's relatively low population density and smaller urban centers, can make it an attractive destination for those seeking to establish self-sufficient communities or safe havens in times of crisis. 1. The Rocky Mountains, a vast and majestic range stretching across the western United States, offer a unique landscape that long captivated the hearts and minds of explorers, adventurers, and those seeking a life of rugged independence. These regions, which include the states of Colorado, Utah, Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming, present distinct advantages for individuals and communities who prioritize self-reliance and resilience, particularly situations where government intervention may be limited or scarce. The rugged terrain and relatively sparse population density of the Rocky Mountain states create an environment that can foster a strong sense of community and self-sufficiency. For instance, Colorado, renowned for its soaring peaks and breathtaking vistas, has a population density of only around 55 people per square mile, a stark contrast to the more densely populated urban centers on the coasts. This dispersed population distribution, combined with the challenging geographical features of the region, can present logistical challenges for government agencies like the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, to actively manage and provide support during widespread crises. Similarly, the states of Montana and Wyoming, which are also part of the Rocky Mountain Range, are among the least densely populated in the country, with approximately 7 and 6 people per square mile, respectively. Such low population densities suggest that in times of emergency or disaster, the communities within these regions may have to rely heavily on their own local resources and community support systems, with minimal external assistance from state or federal authorities. This of limited government intervention or oversight can be particularly advantageous for those who value independence and self-reliance. The rugged landscapes and sparse population density of the Rocky Mountain states can create an environment that fosters a culture of self-sufficiency, where individuals and communities are compelled to develop their own solutions to challenges and rely on their own resourcefulness and resilience. Furthermore, the relative lack of government presence in these areas can also provide a sense of freedom and autonomy for residents, allowing them to make decisions and take actions that align with their personal beliefs and values, without the burden of excessive bureaucratic oversight or interference. This can be especially appealing for those who prioritize personal liberty and the ability to shape their own destinies, unencumbered by the constraints of a more centralized system of governance. However, this independence and self-reliance can also come with its own set of challenges, particularly in times of crisis or disaster. The limited government presence and resources in the Rocky Mountain states may mean that communities in these regions have to shoulder a greater responsibility for their own well-being and the provision of essential services, such as emergency response, healthcare, and infrastructure maintenance. This can place a significant burden on local resources and a high degree of coordination and cooperation among community members to ensure their resilience and survival. Despite these challenges, the states continue to attract individuals and families who are drawn to the allure of rugged independence and self-reliance. The unique advantages offered by these regions, combined with the resilience and resourcefulness of the people who call them home, make the Rocky Mountains a testament to the enduring human spirit and the desire for a life lived on one's own terms.